Hello, this is Why You Tripping Off Me. I'm your Negro for the day. Welcome to the show. What's up? Welcome to the show. Glad you can make it. I'm just turning on my iPad real quick. Yeah, I can't take credit for that track. That's from Source Records of Germany. Many years ago, I brought that home as a souvenir. A bunch of albums from Source Records. This the owner of the label's name is Moods D, Moods, the letter D from Source Records. It's a CD with a piece of grass on the cover. It's a white cover, and then it's a little square piece of grass in the album cover. I was like, I got to hear this. And why do I sound so loud and aggressive? I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, yeah, how's it going? Look who's decided to show up. Even his lordship showed up. Wow. I'm honored. Thanks, his lordship. Blue Rain's in the building. Maribel Hernandez, Diva in the building. Hello, Diva. Yeah, long time no see. And I'm just looking at this message I just got. I can kill two birds with one stone. Yeah. Yeah, I just got out, so I haven't done a live in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I just got released the other day because of overcrowding and corona, you know what I'm saying? But don't be spreading no rumors and stuff, keep that in this chat room. Keep that between us. You know what I'm saying? When you got a good mic, you can whisper and stuff and people can still hear you. I see black people. Oh, and Diva, that picture was perfect. So, yeah. Oh, but I got to do one more thing to that picture, and I'm not looking at the chat room at this very moment. But yeah, this is very unprofessional. But you know, your boy likes to multitask, and you know his lordship is way different than Why You Tripping. So when you come to the Why You Tripping show, it's different. It's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when you come over here, don't even trip. You know what I'm saying?
Like a bullet, the trigger, you pull it. With the gun, I'm really talking about the brain. And I'm spitting this game, it's sort of like a flame. Do you got butane or some type of lighter? Fluid, call me just like an ancient druid. But I'm not like a pagan, I leave MCs breaking on the floor, spinning on their hands. Like they was B-boys spinning off their dreads. That sit on the floor in the trash can. I cut them off, but it's too late. It's like Batman Flash, man. Yo, I come through and I ask, man, can you understand the words I spit? Can you understand the words that I say? Can you understand these words from the bay? I merge into the lane like this with no delay. And I straight go through the carpool. I'm the MC and a harpoon. These rappers cause they just like whales, with too short and they freaky tails. Yo, he be speaking of the L's that he be puffin' on the block. But I don't care about that, cause he's really a cop, undercover DL. Yo, I free L. That means that I free somebody from prison. I mean I free Mumia. Check me out, yo, I could be a leader or a teacher, or maybe preacher, reverend in the church, and I can reach a congregation when they come forward and genuflect like they was in front of the cross. But I don't get tossed, I come through like this and I'm not the boss. Cause I don't have a beard and shades, I don't have a big belly and I don't have braids. Yo, I just got some nappy locks. No, I cut them off last time just with a chop. That's what Eddie P did at Mahogany Shop. Yo, I'm out like this. 1, 2, Eddie P, twist your wrist.
Yo, let me flex my wrist, cause most of these niggas ain't handle this. Yo, I got no S on my chest, but when I step to the shade, you know I'm dressed. Yo, not the kind that you wear, not like a girl, but the kind that make you scared.
Yeah. That's the Don't Even Trip remix. I got a theme song called Don't Even Trip. And that's the remix of Don't Even Trip. But that was made long before the Why You Tripping Off of Me show. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to say welcome to everybody that's here. And Grandma just walked in the building. All right. We got Blue Rain. The dude that was rapping is a private school teacher and a Morehouse graduate. So he didn't spend his whole life trying to pursue a rap career. Now he's teaching in Korea. He's a African American who likes to mountain climb. And his rap name is Veda36. Look him up on IG or whatever. And it's a pleasure. Hey, Patty, good to see you. You know, I just got out. I'm fresh out. And I haven't went live in a long time. My algorithms are all thrown off. And I want to start doing shows again. You know? That's what I want to do. You know, we can't let Lordship get all the glory. You know what I'm saying? Don't even trip. So yeah. So Diva, if you're still in the audience, you got mail. You got mail. Now I'm returning to the chat room. Multitasking is a mofo. So what's up? What y'all want to do today? Well, I don't design these apps. I just use them, and I don't want to give the troll game away. But yeah, I don't control these things. I just use them. But I'm going to try to, try something else. But yeah, what's going on? What's cracking? Where's Latanya? Where in the hell is the bonnet? That's the new mystery. Where's the bonnet? Where's the chat room? Yeah, well, we're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. Don't even trip. Oh, no, that's not cool. Yeah, I'm messing around with these apps. So, yeah, we're going to have to work on that. The first ones, yeah, it didn't come out too cool. So, yeah, the bonnet is MIA. And, if, YouTube seems a little more nicer, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? But I think one day soon, any minute, she just gonna bust out. She gonna bust out like, she just gonna bust out like she Big Daddy Kane or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Diva, we're gonna try something different, but I can't do it right now. But after the live, I'll try another attempt, or send me another picture. All I do is it's generated. I can't control that stuff. So anyway, I have Flipboard in front of me with what's going on today. Every now and then I like to read from Flipboard. And Flipboard is highly recommended. It's free. When it first came out, it got an award for Best New App. And it's really great on all platforms, including PC. But my best experience with Flipboard is on the iPad. But you can have it on your phone. It doesn't matter if it's iOS or Android. So if you are a person that's always going to this social network, to that social network, and you like information from here and there, you're always doing Google searches on stuff, and you keep going to the same place, well, put it all into Flipboard where you have access to everything that you're interested in one place. And it's like creating your own digital magazine, and you can flip through the pages just like flipping through the pages of a magazine, except you don't have to wet your finger. And on the cover of the front page, it gives you the images keep changing, let you know what's currently on your Flipboard, and then you have a choice of looking at everything mixed together, or you have a choice of looking at individual things. So on my Flipboard, there's LineWire, All Technology, the Daily Edition, Autos, Earth Sky, ABC News, Sports Illustrated, Buzz, SoundCloud, my podcast channel, CDM, digital music, Blend, Steinberg, Cubase, Maximus P, Twitter, other websites, PlayStation, Hacker News, Ableton Live, on and on and on. I got all this stuff, PC gaming, iPad Insight. It's all in one place to look at my fingertips. You know what I'm saying? Diva, yeah. I wouldn't recommend using that picture, but not because of the picture, it's because of how the app made the picture look. You see what I'm saying? Hey, it ain't me. It's this with the process. It's the same way they don't design clothes for African Americans. They don't design these apps for African Americans either. Okay. They didn't make Guess jeans for sisters. Tommy Hilfiger for sisters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these apps are the same way. Oh, what's up, Sage Wizzle? Yeah, I spoke about this before, and that's why every now and then I'm going to read from it without the introduction. So from this point on, I'll be reading from my Flipboard. And what's really cool, when I do things like this in the future, I will create a Flipboard magazine that you can subscribe to, and you can look at it when you want to. Okay? And that'll be cool. I just thought of that. I don't think anybody's doing that. So Why You Tripping Off Me can have his own Flipboard magazine that you can look at anytime you want. I'll be working on that tonight. Now, wow. They got a $27,000 electric motorcycle. And the motorcycle look like it will annihilate the human race. It looks like Iron Man almost. Yeah, it's the Finland's Verge motorcycle. It's fully electric, two-wheeler. It has a Tron-like hubless rear wheel, and what's even more impressive is that the wheel appearance is that it houses a 80 kilowatt integrated rim motor that produces 1,000 Nm of torque. Oh, thank you, Diva. I think it looks better without my logo. I think the logo is too much. I think it looks better without my logo. Or maybe I should shrink the logo and put it in the corner. So what I'm going to do is, thank you. I'm going to shrink that logo. And for balance, I'm going to put it underneath my copyright at the top left corner. Because when I put stuff on the screen, I like to have a type of feng shui going on, you know what I'm saying? So there we go. Now the logo is in the top left corner. That's to promote balance on the screen. Observing stuff in the building. He was live on the panel for what was the name of that show? That was a crazy show because Mojo Blue Magic, it was her first time on a panel. I wish I would have done that show. That was on His Lordship show. Yeah. So this motorcycle, that'll catapult the TS from the 0 to 6 in under 4 seconds. The top speed is electronically limited to 112 miles per hour, but you can bet it's capable of far more than that if left to its own devices. And Verge hasn't released the details of the battery yet, but it claims around 120 miles of highway or 185 miles of urban riding for this $27,000 electric motorcycle from Finland. It's called the Verge TS. And it does look like something that Iron Man would ride. If you want to know more about this, go to input. Or you could go to Fast Bike Gear. Something like that. Yeah, Mojo called in. I don't know what the name of that show was because that's not my channel. But I got people confused. Wow. Oh, I know what the name of it is. It's called The Running Woman. Wasn't that what it's called? That's what it was. It was called The Running Woman. Yeah, Mojo was going off. I might, I didn't want to go to jail, so I had to keep some of that at bay. You know what I'm saying? Well, there's a slickly produced 26-minute video called Plandemic. It has exploded on social media in recent days. It claims to present a view of COVID-19 that differs from the official narrative. The video has been viewed by millions. It's been viewed millions of times on YouTube via links that are replaced as quickly as the video sharing service can remove them, and for violating policies against COVID-19 misinformation. Now, in it, the filmmaker Mickey Willis conducts a uncritical interview with Judy Mikovits, who says that it has been called one of the most accomplished scientists. He says has been called one of the most accomplished scientists of her time. Now, if you never heard of her, you're not alone. Two prominent scientists with the backgrounds in AIDS research and infectious disease who asked not to be identified over concerns of facing a backlash on social media. So you could be facing a target on your head because mostly all of the scientists that can find a cure for a pandemic has either died of an unfortunate accident or under suspicious circumstances. So I thought there was only one left, so it's good to know that there's at least two people left. So if you were aware of Mikovits before this week, it's probably for two books she's published with the co-author Kent Heneklevi. That's a tongue twister. One in 2017 and another last month. And Heckin Lively has also written a book himself espousing the discredited link between autism and the vaccinations. You might also know that Mikovits, for her central role in a pair of scientific controversies. One involves a paper she co-authored in 2009 that was published in the Journal of Science, and the other concerned allegations that she stole notebooks and laptops from a laboratory. So, yeah, look for that pandemic. Was called Plandemic. That's out there. Yeah. Why are you tripping off me? I agree. The background is dope. Thank you. I'm trying something new. I'm trying to, switch it up a little bit. And you know, because when you switch it up and try to look more professional, then other things come with it eventually. I hope wishful thinking, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, people have visual devices and people have flat screens and projectors and phones and videos in their car. So I think you cannot do audio without visual, not in 2020. You need a visual presentation to go along with the audio. You see?
Away the fame, and all you got is faces. I don't want the lifestyle, just give me what it chases. Can't find the money, but it's everywhere I be. Bodyguards, paper chairs, and people on the sleeves. Never had to fake it yet, humble on the grind. Now I got a wife and kids with dollars on the mind. Put it in the air, just don't mind. Money doesn't lie, people lie about the money. They cry nothing funny, they throw it all away, buying cheese and bologna. They hate and ignore me till I get the key to the money, the money, the money. They all wanna know about the money, the money. They all wanna know about the money, the money. They all wanna know about. They like me when I'm phony on the phonograph. Don't ask me for a dime or my autograph, just to get chubby for the money. Everything shines.
So I'm only reading the, the caption that gets people to read the article. I'm not reading none of these articles. I'm just reading the news caption. So this one caption says from I don't know if this is Twitter. Let me click it. This is from Kiplinger, and it says the stunning IRS ruling that made bankrupt small businesses that took PPP loans, and the Paycheck Protection Program rolled out with great fanfare to help save small businesses during the coronavirus pandemic. But something the IRS just did could decimate much of that benefit. And it's a picture of a lady holding a clothes sign. The article is by Bruce Wiley, and he's a CPA and he specializes in American tax and business planning. And he says, the IRS just did something that stunned me. It pulled the rug out from under desperate small business owners just as they were starting to get their feet under them. So if you get a chance, check that out on Kiplinger. Kiplinger is one word. Let me answer this text right quick. So now all right. Yeah, it's crazy. Now, for those of you that's into video games, Doom Eternal Deadly Game, hoping demons arrive in the next update. Doom Eternal. Next update will include some tweaks to the game, battle mode player components, and a few quality of life changes. And the arrival of Empowered Demons, the feature that will spawn demons in players' games that have killed other players. Wow. And those beefed up demons will jump from one player game to another. Killing an empowered demon will reward the avenged player with extra ammo and health and bonus XPs. Doom Eternal. All right, that's on Polygon. All right, that's for the PlayStation format. Now, 11 critical unanswered questions about the coronavirus and COVID-19, the diseases it caused. Now, this is supposed to be a disease. No, it's a virus, but it causes disease. I get it. Okay. In the realm of medicine, what you don't know can indeed kill you. When it comes to the novel coronavirus, technically known as SARS-CoV-2, and the disease it caused called COVID-19, what experts are still trying to understand is sometimes it seems to outweigh what they can say for certain. This is a little surprise to any infectious disease researcher. Its highly contagious disease can move through communities much more quickly than a methodical pace of science can prove with vital answers. So, fake it till you make it. But what we do know is that the coronavirus apparently emerged in China as early as mid-November, and now researched in more than 185 countries, infected more than 3.9 million people, and killed at least 272,000. Population level studies using the new testing could boost case numbers about tenfold in the U.S. And this new thing that I found out, but it's not commonly talked about, but I'm going to end it with this part because, like I said, I'm not reading whole, articles, just a caption. As hospitals around the world strain to care for patients with blood clots, strokes, and long-lasting pneumonia and respiratory failure. Now, I've read that young people are catching the strokes. Young people, 20 or younger, are getting the strokes. Scientists are racing to study the coronavirus spread, and they're trying to find life-saving information and combat the dangerous misunderstandings, because that's just as threatening as just like when people thought black people couldn't get it. So here are the 11 of the biggest questions surrounding the corona and COVID-19 and why answering each one is critically important. That's on Business Insider. And I don't really want to go through all 11 questions, but I see people getting sprayed, walking off the airplane, all kind of stuff. But one of the big questions I see here is, can you get reinfected? And it says the body almost certainly develops a short-term immunity in the form of antibodies, and immune system researchers are reasonably confident that the body will recognize and fight the coronavirus in the future. And some doctors are really confident that coronavirus patients will have immunity. But this other doctor said he'd be willing to bet anything that people who recover are really protected against reinfection. And there have been a small number of cases in which people tested positive for the coronavirus were later found to be free of the virus, then tested positive again after that. But these cases are mostly the result of false positives and misinterpretations. Yeah, it didn't really make sense because we all humans at the end of the day, right? And yeah, I mean, it's the same mixture, Now, check this out. How seasonal is the coronavirus? Well, President Donald Trump had said a lot of people think the coronavirus goes away in April with the heat, as well as the heat comes in. That's obviously has not happened, and most experts do not think the virus will simply vanish as summer temperatures arrive. Still, warmer and wetter conditions may least hinder the virus spread. But unpublished research by a team of scientists in Beijing found that high temperatures and high relative humidity significantly reduces the transmission of COVID-19 respectively. But even after controlling for population, Even after controlling for population density and the GDP, per capita of cities. So I must have read that wrong. Unpublished research by a team of scientists in Beijing found that high temperatures and high relative humidity significantly reduce the transmission of COVID-19, respectively, even after controlling for population density and GDP per capita of cities. So either they wrote that very colorfully, or I just had difficulty reading that sentence. And there's 11 questions in total. It's in the this thing called Business Insider. I'm sure all you have to do is Google Business Insider and look up the 11 critical unanswered questions about COVID. Another thing, if you want to look up beautiful like home furnishing and home designs, look up Egyptian home decorations. It's off the hook. Yeah, I didn't have a pre-play show. I just said, I'm just gonna come live and see what's going on. I want to rock another track. I work with this group called Comfort Fit, and they produce the beat from across the Atlantic. And I don't even think I ever met them face to face, but they can make some hard beats.
Tables when I test them up, you get the picture. Go ahead, grab a cup. It's a picnic, take a screw, mix it up. If you don't play the game, don't interrupt. All money ain't the same unless you freeze the cut. Lock it down, cause we doing it live. Plus we got more in deck than the Enterprise. And if I lay right there in between your thighs, you will see another episode of Deep Space Nine. Text message me on the video screen. Get at this on the wireless. Never had to buy it, please. Satellite system, CRV. We can fold up, remove the two back seats. Just pass me your Dixie cup. I got the chemistry to fix it up. Come on, slide with us on tour or the studio. Ride the bus, it doesn't matter who you know. Cut 99 bars to go. Keep it under control. More pets for a car on the road. In my eyes, you a girl with a goal. Put that ass to work, whooping the fits and perks. Keep me in your look to purse. And you'll see how it works. Life is like an orange, you can peel a slice. When you taste it, you wanna squeeze it right. When you face it, you wanna break the ice. Like 2 turntables when I test them out. You get the picture, go ahead, grab a cup. It's a picnic, take a screw, mix it up. If you don't play the game, don't interrupt. All money ain't the same unless you freeze the cut. The second round got so much so hot to the touch. You can smell the smoke, and if I blow it in the air, 2 or 3 might choke. Like ice in the cup, you and me might float. It don't take much to take the world by storm.
Yo. Lordship back in the building. And Why You Trippin' is in the house. Now, the real story of a trucker crushing his boss Ferrari is messier than you think. I don't know if anybody heard this story. The internet thinks this trucker crushed his boss Ferrari over missed paychecks, but the truth is, the truth may be a lot more complicated. All right. Of all the primal forces that drive what people share on the internet, few are more powerful than it's a German word I can't pronounce, but it's German for that joyous feeling you get watching other persons deserve misfortunes. So it's a German word. I'm not even gonna. It looks like Schadenfreude. That's what it looks like, or Schadenfreude. But it's German for that joyous feeling when you watch another person deserve misinformation. I'm gonna have to name a show with that title, and that's why these pictures have been making the rounds on social media and Reddit since yesterday. And who can resist gazing at a semi truck that crushed a Ferrari on purpose in an attempt to get back at his terrible boss? What's up, Grandma? Yeah, this is interesting. It's unclear exactly. The photos were first shared, but it's unclear where it was first shared. But the outlines of the original story are unambiguous. The truck driver in question allegedly destroyed the Ferrari on Thursday after the car's owner, also the owner of the trucking company, stopped paying his drivers in the midst of an economic and public health crisis. Such delicious stories quickly explode, generating tens of thousands of upvotes and thousands of comments across multiple Reddit threads. It was picked up by Car Scoop and other outlets, and is also taking life on its own through Facebook and trucking groups. And the image of the crushed exotic is being shared with screen grabs or tweets and neatly summarized. The alleged story is kind of perfect encapsulation of our troubled times. And there's a screenshot I'm looking at. But unfortunately for the fans of neat resolutions, the fuller picture gets a lot messier. He said, German is one of those languages, cool words we don't have that sound very ugly. So several commenters on Facebook wrote that the Ferrari crushing actually happened following an argument between the driver and the company's owner related to the truck assignment and performance issues. The driver dug in and found the story only grows more complicated. And the driver is a news organization, I guess, a car magazine. Using the photos, we managed to pinpoint the location. So that's why I say be careful of these pictures you post. Always have your back to a wall. A trucking lot called Continental Logistics served services located at blah 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 such world in Illinois, a village on the outskirts of Chicago. A manager who answered the phone there declined to give his name and denied knowing anything about it, while claiming that his own exotic car is unscathed. I have a Lamborghini. My car is okay. I hear some story that somebody wrote, but it's driver's talk, but I don't know anything. However, a source with the company and close to the owner replayed the full account of what allegedly went down on Thursday to The Drive. Yeah, to The Drive. And we should note that while we've been able to confirm with local police that this incident did happen, it happened in a Broadview Police Department dispatcher said, laughing additional details were pending a Freedom of Information Act request, and that has not yet been answered as of Friday. But such as the rest of the specifics, it remains uncorroborated by the police. But to start, the source claims that the incident involved not Continental Logistics Services, but a sister company using the same lot. The source spoke on the condition of an anonymity, citing pending litigations, and for the same reason declined to give any names. But he stated that the semi-truck driver was hired remotely on Monday and completed only one load before issue arose with his behavior. The driver was then summoned to the Chicago facility to be fired in person, and according to the source information, well, that's according to the source's information. The source said the company offered to pay him for all his miles, reimburse him for the times he bought like a mattress or trash cans to outfit his truck, and even gave him plane tickets to get back home, and was also allegedly pointing out that the ongoing demand for truckers meant it would be hard for him to get another gig. You know, it wouldn't be hard for him to get another gig. And all the while, the source claimed that the driver kept asking to remain with the company and refused those accommodations. So those talks, placing in front of numerous witnesses, apparently broke down after a while, with the tipping point being the disagreement about how to shuttle the driver to a nearby Walmart. And at this point, the driver alleged asked if the $260,000 GT Ferrari was the owner's. When confirmed, the sources said the truck driver replied, "Now you'll see what happens when you fuck with me." And he ran to an empty rig, started it up, and the sources added that the owner gave chase and almost ended up under the wheels of the rogue driver. And he charged towards his Ferrari and smashed his way up into the supercar's hood. At that point, the owner called the police. So yeah, I really wasn't planning on reading that much, but that is on The Drive. Look it up. It's an online car magazine, I guess. Look who's back. You the One Trippin' is back in the building. You know what I'm saying? And I want to let You the One Trippin', I want you to know that I'm not tripping that you have a troll name similar to mine. So this is dedicated to you, You the One Trippin'. All right? This is dedicated to you.
Flex my wrist, cause most of these niggas can't handle this. Yo, I got no S on my chest, but when I step to the stage, you know I'm dressed. Yo, not the kind that you wear, not like a girl, but the kind that make you scared. Yo, man, I'm everywhere, all around town, man, I'm everywhere. I'm overseas, just like that, giving shots to my people back out in Iraq. Yo, speaking of racks, I carry racks in my pocket and I do it like that. Man, you making me mad. When I step to the stage, wipe that sad ass smile. Yo, and when I break it down, yo, it's freestyle, so don't mess around. Yo, I told your car, don't even trip. When I pee on your line, don't even trip. When I take your girl, don't even trip. Kick dirt on your shoes, don't even trip. When I mean mug you, don't even trip. When I leave with you, don't even trip. Don't even trip. Don't even trip. Don't even trip. Don't even trip.
Down to soul, ooh la la, I rock a freestyle, ooh I'm raw, cause I got this G-Star raw. You look at me and you say, oh my god, I can't believe that cat is just like a frog. He's hopping around on the track on the log, just like the game from Atari, Nintendo. Yo, I've been flows like this, not a bimbo, I send flows overseas, I send flows over your knees and over your head. As you bend down, I come through like this, never taking the crown. For without looking twice. Crossing the street, I come through and I'm crossing the beat. Illegally, don't trip illegally. Yo, when we come through, just don't trip. Yo, ADP with the gun in his hip. Yo, when you see it, just don't trip.
Yo, I'm starting to get a lot of background noise, and I ain't gonna be able to continue the show like this. So I'm gonna read about right quick. I'm gonna read about Elon Musk. There's a story in the The Verge. There's a story in The Verge about Elon Musk right now that's around. But there's people doing construction. My neighbor's doing yoga, or what's that, Bermuda or Jimbe? What's that Zumba? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's all good. You know, maybe we have a freestyle night on Why You Trippin' show. But you know, Elon Musk, he's worth an estimated $39 billion, but has repeatedly said he's cash poor. Isn't that interesting? Definitely a nutcase who likes to party, and my neighbor likes to stomp. But I'm not going to be upset because I do be in the studio late night and they haven't complained. So, but in let me see what it says here. According to the Wall Street Journal, despite being worth a estimated $39 billion on paper, he has to borrow sometimes a lot to pay for his lifestyle and business investments without liquidating shares that help him maintain control of the companies he runs. So about half his Tesla stock is pledged as collateral for personal loans. And April 28th, finance filing shows maintaining his equity stake about 20%, or around $29 billion in its current value, is important for him to keep control over the Silicon Valley automaker. What's up? Oh, you got a neighbor that does that too? Yeah. See, my mic, I have a condenser mic, so you could hear everything if I don't have like soundproofing. You know, I'm using a wide diaphragm condenser mic also. So the only thing I can do is maybe put in some background sounds or something. Other than that, it's nothing I can do. I'm probably going to be forced to wrap it up soon. Yeah, and I can almost guess the age of my neighbor based on the song selection. Now, this article also lists a few times Musk has said he's cash poor, and here's one example. Before Tesla went public, Mr. Musk told a judge during a continuous divorce with his first wife that had run out of cash and had taken an emergency loan from a friend just to support his family and pay living expenses. And here's another. Last year, Mr. Musk's ability to access cash came up again during a defamation lawsuit over comments he made about a man involved in a rescue of a Thai soccer team from a flooded cave in 2018. A lawyer in the case said in a filing that Mr. Musk had described himself as financially illiquid. Well, if he is, he's doing it on purpose, and he found a way to do it. Miseducated, what's happening? Welcome. Yeah, I mean, I would play broke. I would play like my money's tied up in assets. And part of that could be true. There's a lot of people who only get 1 or 2 checks because they're getting royalty checks or something like that, or patent checks or whatever. So, but I think that he could have avoided that, but he saw the benefits of being, cash broke. He can get out of certain situations.
Don't try to apprehend him.
The whole article has a lot of history about Musk. Interesting information about his finances, backed up by regulatory filings, and numerous quotes from Musk himself. And I sincerely recommend taking 10 minutes to read the article in full in the Wall Street Journal. And if you were wondering the status of Musk's house, he has listed 3 California mansions for sale and plans to sell 4 other houses in Bel Air. And according to the Wall Street Journal, once the houses are sold, Musk does not know where I will stay yet, and he will probably rent a small house somewhere, he said in an email. So Elon Musk is rich broke, or he broke rich. Which one is he? Yeah, because that other dude, that other billionaire, had to give his wife $30 million because she saw a text message and she was able to use that against him in a divorce. And he got with another gold digger who used to be married to a baseball player, or she wasn't even married to him. She had a baby by he's a football player or something. And when the child turned 18 and she wasn't getting no more money, all of a sudden she discovered the Amazon billionaire, and he cheated on his wife with her, and she's getting $30 million, I think. But remember, Janet Jackson and her prenup, she's getting $500 million. So how you like me now? And part of that prenup, she had to have a child to get that money too, and be with him a certain amount of time. And the day that prenup becomes valid and she met all the requirements of the prenup, that's when the divorce was filed. I showed a video of different divorce settlements and all kind of stuff here a few times. It's crazy. So, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Why You Tripping Off Me is back, especially now we don't have, crazy people in the way. And so you'll hear from me again real soon. Thanks for showing up. Peace out.
Tripping off me. Why?